let's be real for a second. Have you ever found yourself, phone in hand, just absolutely glued to some comment section war? Or maybe you've slowed your walk down just a little to catch the details of a loud argument on the street. We've all been there. It turns out there's a really powerful reason we get hooked on drama, and it all comes down to the wiring in our brains. Today, we're going to get into exactly why we can't seem to look away from a good fight.
I mean, it's a universal feeling, right? It's this magnetic pull that makes it almost impossible to switch off the TV, to scroll past the argument, or to just walk away from a juicy conflict. So what is the deal with that?
You know the feeling all too well. It's midnight, you've got work in the morning, but you tell yourself, okay, just one more episode. You have to find out who the traitor is. And suddenly, it's 3 a.m.
And it's the exact same feeling when you click on an article and an hour later, you're what feels like 100 comments deep, just watching total strangers have a complete public meltdown. You're not involved, you don't know these people, but you literally cannot stop reading. And yep, it happens in the real world too. That moment, you find your pace slowing down just so you can overhear what that couple is fighting about. Whether it's on a screen or right there in front of us, that pull isn't just you being nosy. It's actually a really, really deep human instinct.
So, is this some kind of character flaw? Are we all just gossips at heart? Well, the science says, nope, not even close. The real reason is way more interesting, and it's all happening right inside your head.
See, the truth is, your brain isn't just some passive bystander when you're watching drama unfold. Oh no, it is actively seeking it out. It's like it's running this ancient piece of software, a program that's been hardwired into us for survival. You see, our brains are completely obsessed with stories, but not just any old story. It gets especially fired up by these high-stakes emotional ingredients. When a story checks these boxes, you've got love, betrayal, a huge surprise, pain, or tears, your brain just lights up. It goes, whoa, pay attention, this is important. It thinks it's getting vital information for survival. And whenever your brain gets what it wants, what does it do? It gives you a little reward. And the key chemical player here is dopamine. Now, people call it the happiness hormone, but it's probably more accurate to call it the motivation hormone. It's that little chemical hit that tells you, yes, that was good, let's do that again.
And get this is the wild part. The chemical rush your brain gets from watching a dramatic scene in a show, it is the exact same kind of dopamine hit you get from eating a piece of chocolate or even winning a little money. Neurologically, your brain can't really tell the difference. It just knows it got a reward, and that reward feels good. Okay, but this is where the story takes a turn. Because what happens when that nice feeling of watching drama turns into a need for drama? This is where the line between being in the audience and wanting to be the director starts to get really, really blurry. And right here is where the motivation shifts. You're not just curious anymore. You might start actively seeking out drama, not because it's interesting, but because your brain is literally craving that chemical feeling, that little dopamine rush. It becomes a kind of addiction. And the consequence of that? Well, your brain gets so used to all this high-intensity stimulation that a normal, peaceful life can start to feel, well, boring. You lose your tolerance for just calm. Your brain starts demanding action, a plot twist, something exciting to happen, even if that something is totally manufactured. And you can probably see how this can snowball into a really dangerous cycle. It starts with just consuming tons of high-stakes drama. But then real life starts to feel kind of dull in comparison. So maybe you start to unconsciously amplify things in your own life. You might exaggerate minor issues or turn small disagreements into these huge fights. You actually start creating conflict just to feel something, just to feel alive. Now, that might sound a little bleak, I know, but there is a way out of this. The good news is you absolutely have the power to break this pattern. You can pretty much be your own doctor here and perform the treatment yourself. So the big question is there a way to break this cycle of craving and then creating conflict? Yes, absolutely. And it all starts with making a conscious choice. The solution itself is pretty simple to understand, but I'll be honest, it's not always easy to do. You have to consciously retrain your brain. It's like a muscle. You have to teach it,
intentionally to find its reward not in conflict and shock, but in genuine calm, in quiet, and in peace.
So ultimately, it really comes down to this choice between two different states of mind. You've got the drama brain, which is always craving shock and battles and conflict. And then you have the peaceful brain, which learns to value comfort, quiet, and real connection. And making that shift, that's an active choice. It's a decision that not every conversation has to be a fight, and not every single day needs its own dramatic plot twist.
And that all brings us to our conclusion. It really all comes down to one final, very personal question for you to think about. It's all about taking back control from our own primal programming.
So the final question is this: are you in charge of the drama you consume? Or has it started to seep into your life, shaping what you expect and how you act? To put it simply, are you consuming the drama, or is the drama consuming you? Thanks for joining us.